Hi everybody, I'm Dadbud, and if you found your way here to this video, there's a chance you're a bit overwhelmed and maybe even stuck, so let's see if we can help you out. Today I want to go over some of the basics for the very first weeks in the game. We're going to be discussing things such as crewing for beginners, the combat triangle, daily quests and events, and several other extremely important mechanics to learn early. Let's start with crew. The first crew you're going to come across is going to be this one right here. So you've got Geordie LaForge, but you're going to want a captain because of Timeless, which is going to decrease the weapon damage from the opponent's ship by, and it doesn't matter which ship, which is important early, by 17%. And then you've got the shield health is increased by 14% as well. Obviously these stats will be smaller earlier, but they will grow. And they'll grow quite quickly. These officers are pretty quick to level up. Now because he's in the captain seat, he's going to use both buffs. Going to use Timeless and Recruiting Power. Next Gen Troy is not going to use the golden ability because she's not the captain, she's in the side seat, so she's going to use Empathetic. Empathetic is going to increase the shield deflection, armor and dodge of your ship. This, as you can see, it's building up, and this one, Dancing Doctor, just increases the effectiveness of captain maneuver. But as you can see, it's building up a fairly effective defensive team, and this works in any effective combat triangle, which we'll go into later. Second crew you're going to come across, and this is where you'll upgrade from the first crew to the second crew, is going to be, boom, assign officers. If we go to here, you're going to have Chen. Now Chen's massive. Chen is a big officer throughout the game up until level 51 due to Energy Absorber. That's at max, it's a 30% increase in your shield, which is always a massive plus. And then you've got at the top modifications. This is just a direct increase in dodge, shield deflection and armor. Again, you're looking at defensive abilities early, which is the reason we've got Gala sitting in the side seat with critical avoidance, which is a critical chance reduction, massive for PvE, and Talan with objective defense, which is also a decrease in damage reduction by kinetic weapons. Now Chen, Energy Absorber is done by energy weapons, this is done by kinetic weapons, so the reason we use them both early is so that it's just a multi-grinding, just you can hit anything with it and it's going to effectively do the job. So these are your first two fundamental crews that you're going to get. You'll be hearing a lot of people tell you to run PMC, which is perfectly correct. PMC is one of the best, if not the best, PvE officer grinding teams up until level 51, which is this team right here, but you're not going to have access to that until at least mid-20s realistically. The first two are definitely going to be your go-to builds in regards to crews. Now another one I want to cover just whilst we're talking about crews is mining crews. So again, you're going to have two different types of officers. You're going to have the ones that you access super early, and this is these guys that I'm going to show you right now. Your early mining crew is going to consist of, you're going to have K-Bish, which is a tritanium miner. So you want him as captain when you're mining tritanium. You're going to have Demeter, that is a dilithium miner. So that's your dilithium mining captain. And then you're going to have a Pastille miner with Halvia. That's going to be your Pastille mining captain. Now you want to keep all three of them on board because of synergy. Synergy lets everything increase. One thing you've seen across all our officers so far has been a synergy. That's this little gold connection here. What that gold connection does is it increases the captain's maneuver by X%. So here we've got 30 and 30%, which is why we want to keep these guys together and just keep mixing them up. So if I wanted to mine Pastille early, I'd switch to there. If I wanted to farm dilithium early, I'd switch for here. And that's the basic first crew you're going to get. So your second mining crew is going to look a lot like this, which is going to be Stun, Spring, and Barrett. So Barrett's a crystal miner. You've got the same thing going on here, but with G2 and 3 materials and G4. So Barrett's a crystal miner. This chap here is an ore miner. And this chap here, this lady, sorry, is a gas miner. Again, you want to keep synergy good. To use synergy, just go to group. Boom, you're going to see which officers synergize with them groups. And that is basic fundamental officer builds that you're going to have outside of PMC before level 20, guys. And these are the ones that are going to get you mining, going to get you doing PvE at a very effective rate. Now what I want to follow up with would be going into combat triangle, and this won't take too long, guys. I just want to open up on combat triangle and why it's so important. So here we've got a Packled Thief, right? It's a battleship. If we go to give it a scan here, check this, it shows a battleship. And then you can see when you click on combat triangle, battleships are greater than explorers, explorers are greater than interceptors, and interceptors are greater than battleships, right? This is paper, rock, scissors. Like, this is fucking paper, rock, scissors at the most simplified level, okay? So if I run a explorer into a battleship, not the best idea. Now, because of the defensive crew we've got, and obviously the slight out level, it will still take some damage though, right? That will still take damage. Get into the fight, boom, took a bit of damage there, recall. Now let's just swap this ship out for whatever, just to release the other ship. Now what we're going to do is repair and send out an interceptor of around the same power. Swap ship, there's our small boy interceptor right there. Now obviously this ain't the same power, it's a bit stronger, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit multiple combat targets, but we're staying within our combat triangle this time. And the first thing you're going to notice is that shield has taken, our hull health has taken considerably less damage. We'll be able to farm longer, far more effectively, because we're staying in our combat triangle, because interceptors hit battleships harder than anything else does. Now that we've covered battle triangle, let's move in to the base to research and development. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you have found your way into your base, you have come along, you are looking around, and right up here you find research and development, the R&D departments. This is without doubt one of the most fundamental core buildings of the game. So in research, this is where you're going to find a lot of your power-ups, if not 99% of them, but more importantly, especially early game, if you go into combat, you're going to find, nice and early, unlock the Orion Corvette. That's how you unlock your second ship. Moving forward from that, you've got unlock Taraj. You see where we're going with this, guys? So your research, as well as exponentially growing your power everywhere else, unlocks 3 ships. So unlock Tala. These are all the ships that are going to crack you on through the game until your mid-20s. You've got Valkaz, Kumari. You see, this is where you unlock your ships. If you're looking for mining ships, you go to Station. This is where you're going to find your mining ships for your station. Right, so over here we've got Fleet Commander. This allows you to have more defense platforms. And then as you carry on across, you've got Unlock Fortunate, which is a mining ship. And then you've got Unlock Envoy, which is a mining ship. All of the other research around it is just as important, guys. So don't neglect your research. That's where you want to be, in my opinion, spending your speed ups. That's literally the only place I would consider spending speed ups. But research and development is massive. If you're getting stuck on NPCs or bosses that you cannot beat yet, take a look at your research. And are you optimized? The answer is maybe, maybe not, right? Whilst we're looking at ships, let's look at ships and which ones we can, efficiently ignore. So this is a big part of the game, is the ships. What you can ignore, what you can, you'll want to build them all. But what are you going to put resource in? Which of these are you going to put resource in to progress, and which do you just not need to? So the beginning ships just take them to mid-tier, right? They're garbage, they'll get you to mid-tier, not a problem. Then you get to your T3 ships, which is your Kamara, your Kamari, your Valkaz, and your Kira. These are your T3 ships here. Now, honestly and truly, all 3 of these are a waste of, and people don't like this, but these are a waste of. Now they're free, I get it. All the ships are basically free, you just got to grind for them. These are the first fed to you. So people get into this habit of, I need to upgrade them, get them stronger. Do not do that. You can go with the Legionary's good, the Saladin's great. You could even do it with a Mayflower. That's all important, because the one ship you're going to be focusing your resource into completely is going to be the Vidar. Now the Vidar is a free access ship. You start getting access for it at level 25, and it's phenomenal. So the Vidar will do all of the work you want it to do up until level 35, where you'll get the Talios, which will then become your horsepower. That's also a completely free ship. You won, and I will give a special shout out here, is right here, the North Star. This ship is £18, $20. I'm not a big spender, but this ship will do so much of the legwork for you. It's the fastest G3 miner in the game, and is a complete and utter combat ship. It completely and utterly shits on the Jellyfish, which is another purchase ship for nearly 3-4 times the price. This thing is $20 and does it all. and it's considerably more powerful than the jellyfish. So if you are a spender, I would definitely purchase the North Star whilst you're en route. It's going to save you a lot of hassle. That's where you want to dump your resource. If you're not going to dump it in the North Star, get to your Legionary or get to your Saladin, get it to tier 5, and then carry on up. Finally guys, I just want to cover one more thing with you before we get off and leave you all back to your game. And that is this, the quest log. Please do not ignore this icon over here and the amount of loot you can get from this, seriously. So your quests are pretty simple things. All you want to be doing is clicking on the quest you want to do, click locate. It's going to take you to a location. You send the ship to that location, deal with the objective there, and it's pretty easy. It's going to feed you a ton of loot. You will get walled at times, and this means you need better ships, better research, whatever. Don't get demoralized, just carry on plowing through. And that's it. It's a game of perseverance, so don't get disheartened if you get slowed down. And that's all I've got to tell you guys for today. I hope you learned something, and live long and prosper. Have a great day, and if you haven't already, drop over on Twitch and follow us there at Dadbod Bearded Gaming, where we are basically a radio station. So drop in, have some fun, and, come see some titties. I'll see you all later. Massive love. Peace.